right, and welcome back to the Laces Up podcast. This is week 7, and here with me we got Waterboy and a new guest. We got Menace on the call as well. We got a lot of things to talk about from week 6, and of course, upcoming week 7. So, how are you guys doing today?
Good. How you doing?
Doing all right. How you doing?
Doing good. Just a day late, hoping to get some current events covered so we can make our teams a little better this week.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of crazy news happen. I mean, just recently we just heard Shahid's out for the season, so I know y'all, that hurts y'all a lot more than it hurts me. Waterboy and Menace currently have Shahid on their team, so you want to talk about that a little bit, about the injuries, because I know you guys are kind of hurting on your teams.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm tired of having the injury game on my team over there, and thought I found a nice little surprise in Shahid, and was gonna, kind of ride with him for a bit, but we got the abandon, or maybe he just got tired of playing on my team and said, "Piss on it."
Yeah, that was it. He said, "You know what? I'm done with Waterboy. I'm calling it."
Sorry to all the other folks who participate with him.
Yeah, for real. I mean, you guys, Menace definitely has gotten hit with. So he's not in the UCFL, but Menace is in another league, and you've gotten hit with a lot of injuries as well. You wanna let us know what your injuries that you've been hit with?
So obviously, everyone knows if you had the first overall pick, McCaffrey, seems to be the common guy out. Shahid had just lost him. Aaron Jones, iffy right now, hip injury, and now I'm looking at about 5 questionable players on my starting team. So, it's not looking too good. But, just kind of battling and trying to figure out how to, fix it.
We'll say though that all of us are 4-2, so still good records. Even though we're getting hit with the injuries, we're still able to get some wins. Mm-hmm. We're able to, still fight for that 60% playoff percentage chance. So right now we're looking all right. But Waterboy and myself are actually fighting for our top division. I think it's just him and I in the top in our division. So we're just battling to see who can get first place in that, but I don't know. I think it's gonna be tough, especially with all these injuries happen. The thing is, I didn't even draft CMC, and I traded for him, just hoping that he comes back, better, okay, maybe a week 10. But Waterboy also traded me, I think, Waddle. So I'm just kind of trading and trying to get these pieces for the future, hoping that I have a future. But we'll see. I don't know. Right now it's not the best, but any highlights of week 6? Anything crazy happen? I know Menace is a big Commanders fan, aka Redskins fan, and that was a tough game against the Ravens. It was a back and forth battle, but Ravens got it done. Did you think that's kind of how it was going to play out, Menace, or did you think it was going to be the Redskins all day?
Definitely did not think it would be Redskins all day. I knew going into the game it was gonna be a tough battle. I mean, their Ravens are a team that's consistently in the playoffs and always a contender for the Super Bowl. But biggest thing going into that game was seeing them compete, not get blown out, and kind of a good measuring stick of where the team really is at. Versus, I mean, we had some good wins, but it was against a terrible Browns team. We beat the Giants with just field goals. I mean, that was crazy. And then the Cardinals, they're a very up and down team. So those are 3 wins right there. Kind of like, all right, we beat them. Should we have beat them? Probably. But that was a good measuring stick for us. We got a good battle this week against your boys, though, playing against the Panthers.
I will say your strength of schedule is pretty damn easy after hearing that's who your opponents have been.
I don't know about easy per se.
Besides that Ravens game, and I will say I'm giving y'all credit because they battled against the Ravens.
Mhm.
I thought it was going to be a good game, and it was a good game. And just knowing that you can keep up with a team like the Ravens, like
Mhm.
just shows like, hey, like this team is pretty damn good. So,
Yep.
there's a reason why they're favored by over a touchdown. I think it's like 8.5 or some shit like that. I'm picking the Commanders on that game. So
Yeah,
I'm not battling y'all on that.
it should be a walk in the park, to be honest. But at the same time, Jaden said it best. He's like, anyone can win on Sunday. So it's
Yeah,
just, and that's a
any
very
given
good
Sunday.
point.
Facts.
So
And then we're sitting here with a Chiefs fan who's been kind of walking through the park with all their wins over here. Waterboy, how you feeling about your team?
Oh man, still feeling confident. Just wish the officials would call it a little more fair so we don't get cast aside as much. But we'll see what they got Sunday night versus the 49ers playing on the road. So maybe a good little test for them.
Yeah, that's the Super Bowl throwback. So, what is your thoughts on that? Do you think you guys are gonna come out on top, or do you think it's just gonna be a 50-50 chance?
No, I think we'll cover it up. I mean, I don't know. Is Bosa, is he going to be playing? He might have been back last week. I've been out of the loop for a minute. I mean, him. What's the running back situation for San Francisco? They have nobody. Chiefs are number one against the run. So they're gonna have to put it in Purdy's hands and see where it goes from there. And
I
maybe
will say,
Kareem will keep living the dream.
yeah, true. Kareem's now your guy over there. So, but I will say the 49ers like throwing hasn't been bad. I mean, obviously when you think of the 49ers, you're like run game, run game, run game. But also, if you actually look at Purdy's like yardage and stuff, he's not bad. Like I'm not praising him, but also he's doing he's doing his job. I mean, I forgot how many I don't have the stats in front of me, so I can't tell you what it was, but I know he's had over 200 to 250 passing yards just about every game. Plus, they hand the ball off about 20-25 times a game, too. So, like you said, they won't be able to do that against the Chiefs. So, yeah, they're going to have to look to IU, maybe Kittle, and go from there. But, yeah, that should be a good game. I picked the 49ers, but I'm just trying to get some games back on our pick'ems thing, so don't take that to the bank on that pick because I'm already down low right now in my picks. So honestly, you could probably do reverse of my picks and you'll probably make some money.
Yeah, for sure. But look up, Purdy's lowest yardage is 231.
Yeah, see, like that's pretty damn good for Purdy. I mean, especially in a heavy run game. So
Yeah, he's probably looks like he's roughly averaging about 275-ish a game.
Who's that?
Purdy. That's his average for overall, roughly about 275 yards a game.
Yeah.
But he's got multi 3-touchdown games as well. But he's got a goose egg hung in there too.
Yeah. And who was that against? Or do you not?
The Jets, week 1.
And
that was week one was terrible though.
Yeah, and it's tough to judge on week 1. Most of the times when I look back on like game logs and stuff, I don't even count week 1 a lot, just because everyone's just trying to get going. Like they can't really scheme that well because they haven't seen the other teams yet. So it's really tough on the week 1, but throw that in there and lower his average a little bit. But anything in week 6 surprise y'all?
Yeah, the Lions and the Cowboys. I definitely not a Cowboys fan, but I couldn't believe they laid down.
Yeah,
dog.
I loved that. I loved every bit of
it. Yeah. That was crazy. Did you hear that the Jerry Jones thing that he went on the radio show?
Oh yeah,
kind of chewed out the host for his local radio station because they were kind of talking shit about the owner, and he calls in and saying like, "I'll replace y'all in no time." He's like, "If you're over here gonna be telling me about the stuff that I didn't do, and not telling me about the stuff." Or tell them about the stuff that I have done, then, you guys are easily replaceable, and just kind of went off on them. Did anyone else see that? Menace, you said you saw that?
So I saw like a little snippet of it on that Instagram post, and they were talking about it. And it's just like, to me, it's just kind of crazy, like how out of touch he is with everything, dude. Like, I get he's like 80 fucking years old, but good God, bro. Like, you really think you did enough to help your team? Like, I'm glad he didn't do enough, but like, you can't sit
Yeah.
there and you pay two guys on your offensive side of the ball the highest contracts in the league, some of the highest contracts in the league, and still think you're going to be okay regardless, and your team just gets rolled over like that at home. That is, to me, and then has the nerve to be like, I'll get you replaced on your radio show. Like, get the fuck out of here.
It reminds me of our owner as the Panther fan is like Tepper. That's some shit Tepper would do.
Oh, he definitely would do some shit like that, bro.
Just the full ego, just that is 100% an ego move, and just like, you're out of the loop, man.
Yep. That's why the owners should not be the general manager. They should not, like, there's a reason why owners are owners, and you hire football minds to do the football jobs. I get he was in the league. I get he played ball, whatever. But dude, you're senile as fuck. Go let your football front office handle their job and do what they need to do to make your team better. Hopefully they don't make the Cowboys better. I want to see them still be shitty, but it's just, yeah.
Just in general as an owner, yeah. Like, you kind of keep your hands out of the, out of that, unless you've been, you've been there and done that. But
exactly,
there's a lot of owners who just want to just kind of, hey, since I own this team, let me make it a little bit of, a little bit about me. And so that's definitely Jerry Jones. That's definitely David Tepper. That's definitely a bunch of, I mean, there's a handful of owners.
The Jets owner, I mean, he's flexing his shit like that. Cause I mean, you look at Saleh, they comes out of nowhere, fires Saleh, and it's just like, I don't think they should have fired him right then and there. No, I don't think they should have. They should have let him finish the season out.
Players.
Yes. To me, that's crazy. That's crazy. Like,
yeah, that was unreal. But I mean, week 6. Anything else? We can go straight into week 7.
Unfortunately, I did not watch too many of the games this past week 6. I will say the Saints Buccaneers game, how high scoring that. I mean, the Bucks put down 50. That was insane.
It may be surprising how good the Bucks offense is. I mean, now the Saints are not sporty, but I mean, Baker Mayfield, he is absolutely murdering.
He's been doing that. Yeah, he's been doing that to any defense he's been facing. So yeah, even facing a Saints defense who's not bad, able to do that. And it's crazy. The Saints put up their 27 all in the second quarter. Everything else were goose eggs.
That was really only in the second quarter?
Yes, I'm looking at it right now. It's insane. And then going back, also the Chargers beat the Broncos. They put up all of their 16 points in the fourth quarter.
I was actually
Panthers.
I was a little surprised the Colts-Titans game was as close as it was, to be honest.
Yeah. Yeah, who did you think the Titans were going to just handle, or the Colts?
I thought the Colts would just handle it pretty easily. I mean, they are on paper the better team, but
it's just their defense, I think, is what kind of screws them over.
Ooh, and another thing from this past week, the Eagles struggling against the Browns.
Yep.
That, to me, I mean, it makes me happy, of course, but I think that's a huge red flag. You're at home, you're coming off of a bye week, and you barely beat the Browns. Like, that's alarming.
And this week they go up against the Giants, who's been kind of like battling. Yeah, they've been battling, especially within their division. Yep. I mean, it's more than anybody how well they play against their division, and that's why. So in our pick'em, we always pick. I picked the Eagles, but it was tough for me to even do that because of last week. Eagles struggling against a shitty Browns team, and I mean, I don't know. Eagles is such a hit or miss team. Just kind of like you were saying earlier, Menace, about like the Cardinals. Like, I would put them in the same kind of tier. You don't know what you're gonna get until the first snap of Sunday for them. So, but the Lions, even though they handle business against the Cowboys, like the Lions just look good, man.
Yeah.
Overall, that team is a threat, I think, in the NFL. And then going into Monday night, the Bills handling the Jets. But honestly, I think they would have lost that game if the kicker for the Jets, Greg the Leg, would have made his two. He double doinked it. He hit one post and then hit the other post. I guess he felt sorry for the other post that he didn't show love either.
Good old fashioned double doink. Gotta love it.
Yeah. And then the Bills end up winning by 3. Yeah. So definitely an exciting week in week 6. But going on to week 7 tonight, the Broncos are going up against the Saints. I don't know who's watching this game. I'm going to be watching playoff baseball if I am. Obviously, Menace and I have some softball games at 8. So whenever we get back, we're going to be watching other games. But dude,
my boys are playing right now.
Yeah, the Broncos and Saints. This is not the highlight game that I would even want to talk about. But
nah.
I will say that I do think the Broncos will take this game. But what are y'all's thoughts on this one? I think this is going to be low scoring. I think it's going to be a field goal fest.
I don't know, Waterboy, you got this one.
I'll agree the same thing, man. I have no interest in watching it. Definitely Broncos should win. I mean, the Saints have Hill out, Olave out, Shaheed out. I mean, they're all down to 3rd and 4th stringers. So Rattler is second start. Yeah, it'll be just check the score in the morning and do something better with your life.
I agree. Moving along, screw that game. I got some prop bets for tonight on it, but I mean, I'm not. As that game goes, I really don't give a shit who wins this one.
Nah.
Go Broncos, though, just because the Saints are in the Panthers division. And then
it's got a 37-point total on it, so they're expecting a big game.
So, the Jags are playing twice in London?
Yeah, they're like the unofficial London team, basically.
What the
hell? They have been for a few years.
So they're. Well, they lost, if they want to call that a home game last week, even though I think they were technically the away team. But yeah, both 1-5 teams, Patriots versus Jags, going in London. I don't really know. Hopefully you don't have too many of these players on your team. Maybe Brian Thomas Jr. Sadly, I have ETN in a couple. Thank God I got rid of one, but he's hurt. He's banged up. Tank Bigsby looks like the guy there. I don't know. Anyone has thoughts about either of those guys, either of those teams? Just two shitty teams, kind of.
It'll be two terrible teams. I'm just still kind of shocked that Lawrence has never made any progression. In his career. I mean, everybody, he needs this, he needs that. Next year. I mean, he's kind of stayed mediocre at best throughout.
Yeah.
So
seems to be a common theme with Clemson quarterbacks.
You're not wrong. I mean, well, even the Patriots, they got. I guess Drake May's kind of getting his. Didn't he get his first start last week through his first touchdown?
Yeah.
Yep.
Spencer Rattler got to throw his first touchdown. Get to see him a little bit tonight, but I mean, these rookies really aren't any. They're not a Jaden Daniels. We'll say that they're not a Jaden Daniels. They're not Caleb Williams. It's kind of just like, I don't know. But yeah. Trevor Lawrence definitely was a guy who I feel like a lot of people thought he was going to be the guy. He's got 8 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, so not terrible, but. I mean, they're not getting the wins, and as a quarterback, that it falls on your shoulders when you're not getting the job done. But you know what? Quarterback who honestly has shitty stats, but they've been kind of getting it done is the Seahawks. Geno Smith, the guy has got 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, but he throws about 50 attempts per game. And this game is going to be, I think, the most exciting game maybe of the week. Maybe not. Maybe the Texans-Packers could outperform this one. But the Seahawks-Falcons, I think, is going to be a shootout. The Falcons are starting to get rolling. They're looking all right. They're 4-2. But the Seahawks have always been, that offensive squad that they're just going to be throwing the ball and putting up a bunch of points. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to see that game. Does anyone have any thoughts on that one?
I think Falcons at home, that's going to be tough for the Seahawks. And they had, they were coming off a bye this past week, I think, right? Or
no. Wait, who?
Oh no,
they've all played 6 games.
They played that third Thursday night game. I think the Falcons are gonna roll this one. I really do. It's gonna be a good matchup, but I think ultimately the Falcons will win, probably by like a touchdown.
Yeah,
maybe 10. Honestly,
I think that's the highest total on the whole. I guess besides the Panthers, Commanders, 51. But that's not fair because the Commanders are going to put up all 51 points. So
nah. Don't say that, bro. Our defense is suspect, so
that's true. But I mean, the thing is, Deontay John, he hasn't even practiced yet. Like we might even be down our best receiver, so it's not good, man. It's not good for the Panthers. Like, the only thing that we have decently going for us is our offense. Our defense is shit. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, we've lost so many people. I really think the Commanders is going to come out. And especially they're 2-0 at home. We're playing in Washington. It's not going to be good.
Oh, it's going to be a loud crowd there. I'm telling you that right
now. so maybe Andy Dalton will find, maybe Thielen or,
Well, is Thielen back yet? Or is he still...
I don't know. All I do know is there's a bunch of trade rumors that these guys could be gone literally in the next day or so. So
Jesus,
I don't know who's going to be on our team. I really don't.
You're gonna have to go get Johnny from down the fucking street to be a wide receiver for you guys.
I mean, put me in. I mean, as long as you pay me, minimal, I'll play.
Hey, it wouldn't be the vet minimum, but the minimum is pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'll take it.
At least practice.
Kelvin Benjamin back. See if he'll come help you.
Kelvin Benjamin.
God. I'll take the start over his ass.
That man's probably like 300 pounds now.
Hey, watch
it.
He reminds me of Eddie Lacy. That dude could put on some pounds.
That was such a mystery with him, dude, because he was so talented, but he just
didn't know how to stop eating, man.
He did not know.
But we also have, like I said, we kind of highlighted. Oh, actually, there's another game I'll highlight, but we'll stick with that Texans-Packers game. What are your thoughts on that game? Because the Packers have been playing really well. Obviously, with Jordan Love in. Once Jordan Love's in, I don't know if they've lost a game. Maybe they've lost. I don't think they have with him in the game.
Well, they won one with Malik, if I remember.
They did.
True. So they're 4-2. The Packers are 4-2. The Texans are 5-1. And CJ Stroud's been playing well. He's got 10 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. I mean, this game's going to be a nice one, I think. They're in Lambeau, though. So maybe home field advantage for the Packers.
Yeah, I roll with the Texans on this.
Yeah, I picked the Texans in our pick'ems, but it was a toss-up, man. I really – it was hard for me to go against the Packers at home, for sure.
I'll be honest, I think I picked the Packers.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it.
Yeah.
I think this is a 50-50.
It felt like a toss-up. I literally just sat there and stared at that game like, who the hell do I even pick, dude? Like, that's tough.
Well, as long as he's got –
I mean, the Packers got a real underrated defense. I mean – Y'all said something about the Cardinals earlier being up and down, but I mean, the Packers defense has been really, really a strong unit. Love's been doing good, so it could be. But I'm gonna stick with the Stroud and the crew.
Okay. Well, there's one more game I think that I would like to highlight. and I mean, there's still more on the board, but the Lions and Vikings. That's gonna be a nice one. You got the Lions who are 4-1. They're 2-0 on the road, and the Vikings who hasn't lost a game. They're 5-0 and 3-0 at home. And right now the Vikings are just favored by 1.5, and the total's supposed to be 50.5. So it's supposed to be a high-scoring game. Who are you backing, Jared Goff or Sam Darnold? And I never thought I would say like these are the teams that are leading like the NFL right now.
Yeah.
With the quarterbacks of Sam Darnold and Jared Goff. Wow.
I think I backed the Vikings on this one. Just the home field advantage. I know, like you said, the Lions are 2-0 on the road, and I might regret picking the Vikings after the way they handled the Cowboys, but I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like always if you're kind of iffy, just kind of go with home field advantage more than likely. But this is these are going to be the two teams that at the end of the season they're probably going to meet again in the playoffs. I mean, this is basically a playoff game coming up. It seems like
division
between how good they are. Yep.
What are your thoughts, Waterboy, on Vikings and Lions?
Same thing. I'm gonna go with the Lions, man. They look too good. I know Vikings got a really good defense, but the Lions, they're just gonna run. I mean, their path so far has been run the ball, and they've been doing well with it. And I mean, their line's been good. So I know everybody's concerned about Hutchinson losing from the defense. I mean, I get it, but I just don't see Sam Darnold continuing to play at the level he is playing. And with Jones possibly out, I mean,
that's the key.
A whole lot.
That's what I really think the key is. If Jones is out, I really lean Lions big time. But I picked the Lions just because of that questionable and the thing that we're in. You have to lock in your picks by Thursday. So tonight, like, this is it. So once Thursday night is playing, our games for the whole week is locked. So as of tonight, I'm leaning Lions just because of that question for Aaron Jones, but that is the only reason. The Vikings have been playing well. And Addison's another guy who you've only seen a couple times, because I think the Vikings had a bye not too long ago. It might have been last week. Yeah. So you haven't really got to see Addison, but now he's even really fully rested. And then you got Addison, Jefferson. You got a little bit of options now for Sam Darnold. So he's been looking good, but I don't know. Lions been looking good on the road too. So I'm going Lions, but that's another. There's so many toss-up games here in Week 7, so there's no really clear-cut winner on that one. But going through that, I mean, we talked about that Eagles-Giants game. That could be either way. We talked a little bit about the Panthers-Commanders. But another one. Let's talk a little bit about this. The Jets-Steelers game. Rodgers will be having. Will Adams be playing this week?
Yeah, he should be. They said he will play. I'm pretty sure.
His hamstring injury healed on the ride over.
That man flew in Monday night, right as the game ended, bro. Right as the game ended.
He put some icy hot on it on the plane.
I'm surprised he didn't leave at halftime.
He was probably. To me, it's crazy that trade didn't happen earlier. With the week before that, but I get it because I think the Jets were trying to get Adams at a cheaper price, and it makes sense. But I don't know, man. Rodgers doesn't even look. I mean, he looked good last week, but if he keeps taking all these hits, is he gonna hold up enough to even make it through the entire season? Like,
yeah.
That one game,
questionable.
That one game, he looked. The meme was hilarious. He looked like a Fortnite character needing a revive, dude. He looked banged up. It was bad.
Well, for Adams showing up the real question is how involved will he be? Because that chemistry with Rodgers and Adams is they're two peas in a pod. They know how to play with each other. They've been in Green Bay for so long. That's his guy. That is his favorite receiver.
Same offensive coordinator too. So it's like,
and the biggest question though is how bad does Garrett Wilson hurt from this?
I think maybe it helps him.
It could help him. It definitely could, because then everyone's eyes is on Adams, and then Garrett Wilson will possibly have the cornerback 2 on him, or whoever. There's a lot of, but see, I've heard a lot of people leaning about negative about Garrett Wilson, but not about positive. I really do think it could help him. I mean, having 2 good receivers, you see it kind of with the Bengals. They have Higgins and Chase, that duo. That's the duo, and I can see that with the Jets big time.
Yeah, so Mike Williams is taking another back seat now.
After him running that wrong route, I think
they're talking about trading him.
Yeah, I think Rodgers had enough after that game.
Pissed,
he literally just outed him, said, "Hey, he ran this route. He was supposed to run this route, so I still threw the route that I thought he was going to run."
Yeah. I mean, because you think your guy's gonna run the right thing. So I mean, and you got to think all the years that Rodgers.
I will say though, that pick was not. That was a nice pick to end the game though. Yeah. Like that Bills got jumped and just did a flip or whatever to do it. And I was like, all right, I give it to him. Great pick there. Oh man. Well, go ahead.
And I was gonna say, I mean, you got to think coming from Rodgers' standpoint, man, he's had all these receivers over the years with Jordy, Devontae, and even Allen Lazard was looking like the next guy at one point, where it just seemed like they were on the same exact page. Greg Jennings. I mean, dude, even some of the tight ends that he's had, they just seemed like they just knew what Rodgers wanted them to do, and that's just what they did. And so when that mistake happened, Rodgers was like, "Man, get this guy out of here. Go get my guy." Like, this is crazy.
Yeah, Waterboy made a good one too. Cobb. Yeah, Cobb. The thing about anything about Rodgers, he'll bring those guys to the team. Like once he likes a guy and he knows that they're on the same page, he'll bring them over to whatever team he joins. It's nice to see that, and you see that chemistry. So we'll see how fast that chemistry clicks when Adams plays. That Sunday night. They got a little bit time to prepare for the Steelers. I do think it's gonna be a tough matchup just because it is the Steelers and they got a great defense. So I wouldn't say they're gonna be popping off or anything crazy against the Steelers. I mean.
But how about now Russell Wilson starting over Fields?
That's the reason why I picked the Jets. I think that was a mistake. What do you think? Do you think Russell Wilson or do you think Justin Fields? I think Justin Fields over Russell Wilson.
Go with the hot hand, even though he's not the best passer, but go with the guy who's been winning the
games or hit yards. I mean, damn, you're trying to win the game. I go with Fields all day.
Yeah, yeah, I like that. But we got 2 Monday night games this Monday. So, yeah, the Ravens, Buccaneers, and the Chargers, Cardinals.
Didn't even notice.
So, I mean, as much as I don't really care too much about the Chargers, Cardinals, I do think that's going to be a little, I think that's going to be an intense game. I think it's going to be back and forth. I think the Chargers will come away with that maybe. But because, I mean, I think Harrison's out, right? Marvin Harrison?
He's still questionable.
He cleared protocol.
Oh, he cleared it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's
cleared
more of a toss-up than I thought then.
Very recently.
Yeah, I think I got that notification earlier.
I misread the guy's name earlier.
No, Malik Neighbors cleared.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, I misread so Marvin Harrison is still trying to.
I think he's still questionable. Let me check.
You're good. While you check, I'm gonna be talking a little bit about the Ravens-Bucks game because I think this game is more highlighted for that Monday night game. That's the game I'm gonna be wanting to tune into more often. We talked about the Buccaneers, how great their offense is, and they're gonna be put to another test here against the Ravens. The Ravens, they've been playing well, but the thing is, they're both 4-2, so nothing crazy, but also at the same time, the Ravens have been rolling. Derrick Henry, 704 yards, 8 touchdowns, ridiculous. And then Lamar Jackson getting it done, 10 touchdowns and only 2 interceptions. So Lamar, he's balling. But so has the Bucs offense. What are your thoughts on that Ravens Bucs game?
Will be definitely the game to watch for the evening. I'm going to agree with you. I think it'll be one of the better games of the week, even over some of the games we were speaking earlier. I mean,
yeah, I definitely can see that.
Playing in Tampa Bay, so I expect very high scoring. I mean, the Ravens defenses fell off, and I mean, the Ravens are actually on the offense. They're pushing the ball downfield. I mean, they're letting Henry run it, but they're actually, finally giving them a good game script with a lot of passing mixed in.
Yeah, and if they can pass, then for sure that opens up the run for Derrick Henry, and that's a person who, like, you have to kind of crowd the box against that guy. I mean, he's so big, man. I would hate to tackle anyone in the NFL for a running back. I would love to tackle over that guy. I mean, put me in front of Chubb. Chubb, I think I would rather tackle him than Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry is just a freak of nature.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Yeah, Jackson's coming off back-to-back 300-yard games, tossing the ball around. So they're getting moving it along here pretty good.
Speaking of Chubb, I think he is possibly playing this next week.
Limited workload this week for him.
Okay, see, there you go. So he might start balling again, but who knows? Right now, the Browns.
I'd pump the brakes on that one with the Browns.
Their
offensive line is ass.
And when the thing is about that is it used to be amazing.
Yep. I think they're dealing with the injury bug across their line too.
Yeah. So the Browns are gonna have a tough time. The Bengals haven't been playing well, but I think they'll be able to handle the Browns. But going back to that Ravens Bucs game, yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to if the Bucs can have a few stops on the Ravens, then they'll be able to battle. But I don't know, man. Ravens has been a tough team to stop, but like you said, the Ravens defense hasn't been that hot. So, and how hot the Bucs have been, I don't know, man. I think that could be definitely a big shootout, a high scoring game as well.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, definitely blow the total open for sure.
But I'm trying to look. Let me go see. The total's at 49.5. You're hitting the over on that?
For sure.
I probably would. Yeah.
I think so too.
Because
I'm surprised it's not like 51 or 50. Like, that's crazy that it's under 50 right now.
But yeah, definitely they'll squeak it out. I shouldn't say they'll blow it open, but I don't think you're coming down praying for a 58-yard field goal.
No.
The one total that stands out for me, we brought up a little bit, is about the Panthers Commanders. That's the 51.5, and I'm hitting the under on that.
I feel like I'd be iffy about that, but I don't know. All it takes is defense being out on the field too long. Someone's getting tired. Shots start being taken, but then it could be. Say the Commanders get up at one point, we start taking our foot
then
off
they're
the
gonna
gas,
run the ball and just kind of I think that's a big total. I think it comes down to if the Panthers can actually score against the Commanders. Like, I don't know, if they can put up 14 points, then that could go over. But I don't think they can even do that. But maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I might stay away from that one. But anything else you guys want to talk about before we wrap up and call it a show? Any certain people you want to talk about? Any players or
well, I mean, we talked about Rodgers getting his guy. How about Amari Cooper coming over to the Bills and how much that might help not only the rest of his career, but also Josh Allen, give him some, a solid
give him
number
actual
one
wide receiver one. Yeah,
Amari Cooper, he's got the skill set to freaking cook anybody in the league if he wanted to. It just when you have a predator throwing to you that seems like he forgot how to play football. I mean, sucks. So
yeah,
that's tough.
Yeah, I mean, I do like that little combo. Josh Allen would definitely be even even more deadly. And the thing
Yep.
is, like, he hasn't even had any really crazy threats to throw to, besides
But
you know,
why does
obviously
Cooper
when
get passed
Diggs
around
was.
so much?
Say that again.
So why does Cooper get passed around so much? You know, what makes him so easily tradable is my thing.
That's a
what
good
I
question. I really, that is a damn good question, because I didn't see the Cowboys getting rid of him when they had him. I thought they were going to keep him.
I thought that was where he was gonna stick.
Mhm.
So they
But
sent him to the Browns.
yeah,
Browns to the
he
Bills.
hasn't played anywhere. Like, besides the Cowboys would be like their contend. Like, that would be his spot. Like I said, where I thought he would stick. He didn't have anywhere else that he could stick it at.
No.
I don't think.
I think he's an underappreciated wide receiver. The guy, he's not a bad receiver. He comes in, he runs routes well, he can catch the ball.
He's a great route runner.
I mean, like, it's
But
not
you
like the
think it-
dude has any issues besides having a shitty quarterback thrown to him. I mean,
Well, you
that's
don't
about
hear
it.
a lot of negativity about him, but is he
Nope.
just an absolute shithead to be around? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Well,
Who kn-
see,
yeah.
I think you would hear that though. I think you would hear that. Like,
Mhm.
we hear it about Diggs. We hear it all the time about Stephon Diggs, how he's such a ball hog, and like if he
Answer in
doesn't
the
get a
locker
certain
room.
amount of targets, then he's bitching to everybody in the locker room. You hear that.
Yep.
I don't hear anything about Amari Cooper being
Not
a
a
bad
word.
teammate. So I feel like that would get out if he was.
Yeah. Especially when he was with the Cowboys, that shit would have got out at some point.
Maybe this is his time to shine. If he doesn't make it here on the Bills and gets traded again, then yeah, I think that's when we say, no, no one wants to touch Amari Cooper because there's something wrong. You know, he could be the cancer in the locker room. But right now, I haven't heard anything bad about him. But this definitely could be his big opportunity. I mean,
Yeah.
especially with one of the top QBs in the league. And he's only had Josh Allen has only had like slot receivers to throw to this year, so it's not looking good for him. So now he actually has somebody to throw to. So yeah, I think for those Amari Cooper owners, anyone's out there, that definitely bumps him up.
Oh, they're
big time in
happy.
the standings.
They're happy for sure.
For sure.
I don't have him in any of my leagues, so I'm sad about that. But
Yeah, I wish I did, honestly, being on the Bills now. Shoot.
yep.
But now
Maybe
you can be a proud Jerry Judy owner for Cleveland and see how that works.
There you go. Hey,
would
one
only be-
man's trash is another man's treasure.
I'd only be proud to have him once Jameis starts playing, because Deshaun don't know what the fuck he's doing. That man looks terrible.
See, Judy's kind of the type of guy who I've heard some kind of negative talk. I mean, you saw the Steve Smith thing that he kind of was even talking shit about him, like during the sideline. So I don't know, man. But either way, yeah, Jerry Judy's definitely going to be a target over there now.
To the moon.
To the moon. I don't know about to the moon. He might make it halfway and might fall back down to earth, but
Oh shit. I got one more thing to say though. Or two things to say. Go Yankees, go Red Sox or Redskins. I almost say Red Sox.
Oh no, you Yankees and Red Sox.
I almost say
Oh,
Red Sox.
no.
Oh shit. I caught myself. It's all good. I caught myself.
No, I'm with you on the Yankees, and I
Hey,
bet
they're
on
up-
the Yankees.
They're
and
up
I bet
1-0.
on,
Up
the Dodgers.
1-0 right now. Top
I
third.
need them to win by 2, so they got to kick it in gear.
You and your sports betting.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Don't stop. All right, guys. I think that's it for the Laces Out podcast, week 7. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in week 8. See you later.